Good morning, students. I hope you all are fit, fine, and healthy. Are you? Okay, I hope so. So, students, with a fresh day, we will start the new chapter today. Yes, we have completed our last chapter in the previous class, and today we will start the new chapter. But before that, let's complete our previous task which you got in the last class. You got some homeworks, right? So for that you should check your answers, and if there is any kind of mistake, just correct it. Clear? And if you have any doubt, you can tell me also. Okay, so first question you got was, what is a fuel? And you all very well know what is fuel. The substances like wood, petrol, etc., which catches fire to give out heat and light energy are called fuels. Clear? Second, what are the three different types of fuels? So, the three types of fuels are: number 1, solid fuels; number 2, liquid fuels; number 3, gaseous fuels. Then, third question, what is an ideal fuel? Clear? The fuels which fulfill the maximum requirement for particular use is termed as an ideal fuel. Clear? Means we have studied about the characteristics of good fuel. So whichever fuel considers the maximum requirements, okay, that is considered as an ideal fuel. Okay. Students, are you having pet at your home? Any pet? It could be anything. Either it could be a dog, or it could be a cat, or any pet animal. Do you have? Some of you may be having. Then have you seen the young ones of those pets? Have you seen? Of course you may have seen the young ones, the small little puppies or the kittens we bring home. So there may be a particular process. Yes, there may be something behind the little ones coming on this earth. Yes, it is there. Either it is animals or it is human beings. There is a particular funda behind the young ones coming out. Clear? See, either we or the animals. Okay, we don't come directly on the earth as we are now. Yes, first we are a kid, a very small kid. Then we are 5 years old, then 10 years old, 20 years old, 50 years old, then old age comes. Like that our stages of life continues. Clear? But have you ever thought of that before being a kid, before coming onto this earth, we are something else? Before coming onto this earth, we have a different stage of life. Okay, we have a different stage of life, and that life is inside the mother's womb. Yes, so students, today we will start the new topic, new chapter, a fresh chapter, that is chapter 9, reproduction in animals. Clear? Today we are going to study about reproduction. Clear? You will come to know that what is the process called reproduction, what is the definition for it, what happens there, then what are the different ways of occurring this process in the body of human beings or animals. So, are you all knowing that we human beings are also an animal? Yes, human beings are also considered animals. Yeah? So today we will study about a process called reproduction in animals. Clear? See students, you have learnt about many different life processes. Yes, you have studied about digestion, you have studied about circulation of blood, then respiration, many other processes you have studied in your previous classes. But students, do you know all these processes are called life processes? Why? They are called life processes because without them our life is not possible. Our life is impossible without them. It is very necessary for our survival on this earth. Clear? But today we are considering another biological process. Make sure I am not saying the life process, I am saying biological process. Why so? Because reproduction does not involve the survival of living organisms on the earth. Okay, it has nothing to do with the survival on this earth. Clear? But it is an important process. It is nothing but the ability of an organism, okay, to reproduce its own kind. Clear? What is meant by production? Creating something new. Yes? So this reproduction is nothing but a process in which young ones are formed from their parents. Clear? Then this is not a life process because it is not essential for survival, but if it is not there, if it is absent, then what will happen? Have you ever thought of if there is no reproduction, if there are no young ones formed? Okay, if there are no young ones formed, what will happen? See, a human being or consider a dog. Yeah, a particular dog or a hybrid dog, when he starts its life cycle, he, she, whatever, it starts its life cycle. Clear? From a puppy to a doggy, when it starts its life cycle, and after some years the life cycle is complete and the dog dies. Clear? And if there is no reproduction, that species of the same frog will not be continued to the another generation. Clear? So that's why reproduction is a very essential process, so that generations can be carried out. Clear? I hope now you are very clear or sure about what is reproduction actually. Okay. In other words, we can just say reproduction ensures the continuation of similar kind of individuals, generation after generation. Clear? Similar type of organism will be there generation after generation because of reproduction. This is all what we are going to study in this chapter. Clear, students? Okay. Then when this reproduction occurs in the body, there are different modes for this. Clear? In all the different organisms, it occurs in different ways. Clear? All the young ones on this earth does not come here by the same process. Clear? Some come by birth, some come from hatching of eggs, some may come by other means. So the means of reproduction or the means of production of young ones are different in different organisms. So for this, our topic will be, students, we'll study about modes of reproduction. As I have told you earlier, there can be different modes. You may be knowing different organisms. Let's recall. One of the mode is laying of eggs. Clear? Especially you may have seen the birds like sparrow. Okay, you may have seen the small eggs laid by sparrow. Then you may have seen the chicks. So all these come out from eggs, hatching of eggs, and laying of egg is the mode of reproduction in them. Clear? Then second mode could be the birth. Okay, birth is nothing but giving birth to the young one. It can be dog gives the birth to the young one, cat also gives, even we humans give birth to our young ones. Clear? Then third, from the parent's body. Students, there are some organisms there are some organisms, especially in plants. Clear? Especially in plants. Plants are also the living organisms. Especially in plants, there is a particular part in the body from anywhere, either from the head part or either from the stem part or from the leaf part, the bud arises. Yeah, the bud like structure arises and it grows in size and reproduces separately and becomes the young one. Clear? You have learnt in your 7th class about budding in yeast, budding in hydra. Then you have studied binary fission, binary fusion. All these things you have studied in class 7 because there you have studied about reproduction in plants. Yes? So, fourth one could be splitting of parents. Splitting of parents means you have in your chapter, in one of the chapters in 7th class or in the 6th class, you have studied about karyokinesis and cytokinesis, where cytoplasm divides and the nucleus divides. Yes? So here splitting of parents means a particular parent. Okay, in amoebas, example is amoeba, the parent will only divide into 2 separate daughter cells. Okay, means in the splitting of parents, this mode of reproduction, there will be only the daughter cells left and the parent generation will be completely finished. So these are some of the modes of reproduction. There may be some more, but mainly these 4 types of modes of reproduction are there. So these reproductions together are kept under 2 separate headings. Those 2 categories are sexual and asexual reproduction. Clear? The 2 categories are sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Clear? Now, in today's class, we will study in detail about asexual reproduction first. Okay? And in the next class, we will study about sexual reproduction. Clear? Okay. So, asexual reproduction. Okay? In this reproduction, only one parent is involved. Now you may wonder that parents are always 2. We have one mummy, one papa. Yeah, parents are always 2. But here it is not like that. Asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. Clear? Only one parent is involved. There is no need of the second parent. That's why it is called asexual reproduction. And here the sexual parts are also not used. Clear? Here sexual parts are also not used. It can occur from any part of an individual or the organism. Clear? Okay. It especially occurs in organisms like hydra, yeast, then some bacteria, then amoeba, protozoa. All these are some of the examples which are produced by asexual reproduction mode. Clear? Asexual reproduction mode. Okay, so clear with what is asexual reproduction? Now we will study asexual reproduction with 2 examples. Okay, the first example will be, so we will study about budding. Clear? Budding generally occurs in organisms like hydra. Then you may be knowing about yeast, okay, which is used in the bakeries. Yeast is an organism. So yeast also reproduces by budding. So these are some of the organisms which reproduce by budding. Now, what is budding? See, the name itself is telling about a particular thing. The heading, the name of the process itself tells about a particular thing known as bud. B-U-D. Now you may wonder, what is bud? What is bud? Bud is the small bulb-like projection Clear? It is a very small bulb-like projection on the body of an organism. In the diagram number 1, you can see a small bud coming out. Okay, it is the outgrowth of the body of Hydra. Clear? It is the extra part, and that part is known as bud. The bud is a small bulb-like projection present on the body of the organism. Clear? Now, what happens in budding is, firstly, in the diagram you can see, okay, in the diagram you can see, first a bud will be formed, okay, then bud will grow in size, again grow in size, and later on it will be an independent one. Clear? So there are some fundas. Clear? There are some particular strategies, the fundas which occur there. First is the division of nucleus, because we all know that nucleus is the brain of the cell, and without nucleus cell cannot work. Yes, and in the nucleus itself the DNA is also present. So without division of nucleus, formation of the identical individual is not present. Clear? So division of nucleus is one particular characteristic feature. Then detachment from the parent. Detachment from the parent. See, when it grows in the particular size, okay, even for the humans we can see that there is a phase of 9 months in the mother's womb, and when the body of the child is completely formed, then the child comes out. Yes, in the same way, when the proper growth is over, then the detachment of the new organism, the young one, will happen from the parent, and it will come out as an independent organism. Clear? And the thing is, in asexual reproduction, the young one formed is exactly identical to the parent. It is exactly identical. Okay, because it is formed from the outgrowth of the organism, and it is exactly same as the parent itself. Okay? So these are some of the characteristic features of budding. This is what budding is. The budding is the process in which the organism is reproduced or produced from the small bulb-like projections called bud, okay, present on the body of the organism. Clear? So this is what budding is. Now let's understand this with the diagram. See students, now you will be more clear. In the diagram number 1, the first one, you can see the bud. You can clearly see the bud here. Can you see? Yes, you can see. The bud is present on the body, and it arises at a particular stage. Then in the number 2, you can see it has grown a bit. Clear? It has grown a bit. Now the funda here is, when the bud grows in size, clear? When the bud grows in size, the nucleus also goes into the bud. Means from the parent hydra, from the parent organism, the nucleus part, some of the nucleus part will move to the bud, and the bud will keep on growing in size with the nucleus of the parent hydra containing in it. Clear? Then in the third one you can see second one and third one is exactly same, but you can see the difference in the size. In the second one, size is a bit small, and in the third one, size has increased more. Yes? Then in the fourth one you can see, that is the last stage where the particular growth is over. Okay, the growth is over. That hydra will detach from the parent. It will detach itself from the parent, and it will grow as an independent hydra. So this is what budding is. Clear? This is what budding is. Hope you are clear. Now we will look on to the second process or a second example process of asexual reproduction, and that is binary fission. Okay, that is binary fission. This one is mostly common in the unicellular organisms. What is unicellular organisms, students? Do you all know? Uni means one. Clear? The organisms which contain only one cell, which is formed from only one cell, are called unicellular organisms. So in that organisms which are having only one cell, in those binary fission will take place. Now what is the meaning of fission? Fission means breaking. Breaking of something is called fission. So in unicellular organisms means they are having only one cell, and that one cell will divide into two, and that process is known as binary fission. Clear? Here one parent cell divides into two, but the funda behind it is first nucleus will divide, and after nucleus cytoplasm will divide. Clear? First nucleus will divide, and after nucleus cytoplasm will divide. And here also the offspring produced or the young one produced will be exactly same or identical to the parent. Okay, and here you can see that the parent is completely finished because the parent itself has divided itself into two. So you will not find the parent amoeba or the parent organism after reproduction. Clear? It is one cell, and that one cell only will divide into two. So they will be divided, and new organisms, they will be called the new organisms, and the old one will be finished. Clear? Now let's understand this with the diagram. See, this diagram is showing the binary fission in amoeba. Okay, this is showing the binary fission in amoeba. Can you see? Binary fission in amoeba. Then you can see that it is a single celled organism. Amoeba does not have its own shape. Okay, when it moves it is jelly like structured, and when it moves it just zigzag itself, and the shape is something like that. Clear? So in the first one you can see two parts are present. Okay, two parts. What are the two parts of the amoeba cell here? One is the nucleus and other is the cytoplasm. Now what is nucleus? What is cytoplasm? Nucleus is the brain of the cell. Nucleus is the controller of the cell or the brain of the cell. Clear? Because brain is responsible for controlling all the activities in the body. So here nucleus is an important organelle. Then comes the cytoplasm. Okay? These are the two main things needed for reproduction or for the binary fission. Now what will happen is, when the time of reproduction comes, the nucleus will divide itself. Clear? Nucleus will divide itself. In the diagram 2, you can see the nucleus is divided into two. You can see one is blue colored and one is black colored. That color is to make you understand. Okay, don't think that it is of different colors. No, it is not colorful. It's just to explain you. Okay, so one you can see the black colored, and other you can see the blue color, just to explain you. Then this is here karyokinesis, means the division of nucleus has occurred. Okay, then you can come down and see the third one. In the third one, now you can see nucleus was already divided, and now in the middle part a furrow is formed. Okay, furrow means the connection between two different organisms or the two different cells, furrow. So that furrow means it is the detachment time. Okay, first nucleus divided, after some time cytoplasm also divided, and nucleus goes to either of the cytoplasms. Clear? One nucleus in the first cell and other nucleus in the second cell, and in this way from the one parent amoeba two daughter cells are formed. Okay, two daughter cells are formed, two daughter amoebas are formed. So this is what binary fission is. As I have told you in the starting of asexual reproduction that Here only one parent is involved. So that's it. You have seen in amoeba too and you have seen in hydra too. Only one parent was involved. Clear? So that's all about asexual reproduction. Clear? So in today's class we studied about what is reproduction. Okay, it is the process of producing the young ones by the organism. Then we saw the modes of reproduction. Then we came to know that the modes of reproduction are generally categorized under two headings, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. And in today's class we just went through the asexual reproduction part, and under asexual reproduction we understood it with two examples. One was budding and other was binary fission. That's all for today. Go through it well. Read your textbook. And if you have any doubt, then let me know. Clear? Now, time for some applications. So, first question. What birds are dash-like projection on body of organism? You have studied today. Think of it. What could be the answer? Bulb-like projections. Okay, they are the bulb-like projections on the body of organism. The second question, the dash occurs in unicellular organisms. Which process occurs in unicellular organisms? Binary fission. The process of binary fission occurs in unicellular organisms. Then the third question, division of nucleus is called? I told you today 2 to 3 times I have told you. What is the division of nucleus called? It is called karyokinesis. Clear? Division of nucleus is known as karyokinesis. Okay, so these are some homework questions which you need to do it and show me. Clear? And we'll discuss it in the next class. First one, what is budding? Second, what is cytokinesis? Third, what is binary fission? These 3 questions you need to do it and show it to me. Clear? So I hope you are clear with today's topic and hope to see you in the next class with your homeworks done. Okay? Have a good day ahead. Take care. Thank you.